Hi all, we're gonna get started here in just a second. I see that people are trickling in, so we're just gonna let everyone settle in for a minute, and we'll get started shortly. All right, I think we can get started now. So hi everyone, welcome to this webinar on expanding your hiring pipeline with Sense Referrals. In today's webinar, we will be covering how Sense Referrals can help you and your team meet your hiring goals. So before we get started, a few quick notes. First off, we want to say thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking time out of your day to hop on this webinar. Also, please feel free to ask questions throughout the whole presentation. We love questions and we want to make sure you guys get the answers that you need. This webinar is being recorded and the recording will be sent out afterwards. With that, we're going to do some introductions. My name is Shruti. I'm a product marketing manager here at Sense, and I'm joined today by Aditya and Deepak. So I'm going to pass it over to them to do some introductions.
Hey everyone, my name is Aditya. I'm the product manager for Referrals. We've been working really hard on this product for the last few years. I'm really excited to take you guys through this.
Hey everyone, I'm Deepak. I am Director of Product Management at Sense. I lead Sense Referrals, Sense Engage, and the automation platform. Happy to be here.
Thanks, Deepak and Aditya. So they're the product experts and they'll be answering your questions today. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Sense, our goal is to transform the talent experience while helping companies lower costs, protect revenue, and grow their business. We were founded about 7 years ago with the mission to create an end-to-end talent engagement platform, and we currently have over 800 customers. Our talent engagement system drives results across 3 key pillars: growth, retention, and automation. We do that with powerful outreach strategies to attract more candidates, engagement throughout the entire talent lifecycle, AI and automation for a boost in productivity, and tangible ROI results. We're also backed by Titan investors like Axel, Google Ventures, Avatar Ventures, and SoftBank, and we've raised over $90 billion. Sense directly integrates with all major ATSs to help you personalize your communication at scale. On to the topics that we will be covering today. We're going to talk about why referrals are so important to your bottom line as a talent engagement team and how you can get more referrals. We're also going to talk about how Sense Referrals differs from other referral products and how you can use Sense Referrals to boost your referral program. Aditya will then be showing a walkthrough of the product. Deepak will explain the roadmap, and then we will open it up for a Q&A. But as mentioned, please feel free to ask questions throughout this whole process. So right now we're going to do a quick poll before we jump into the content. So if you're running a referral program in your organization, how many of your hires are from referrals? So we have a couple options here: 10 to 20%, 20 to 40%, 40 to 50%, and then more than 50%. So give you guys about 10 seconds to share your responses. Awesome. So we're gonna move on to why referrals are important. So there's a lot of studies that show referrals lead to a faster hire rate, about 55% higher, and candidates who are referred are 4 to 5 times more likely to be hired. Referrals also help employers source quality candidates faster, with 88% of employers saying referrals are their best source for new applicants. Referrals are also crucial to keeping up retention rates, with 45% of referral hires staying longer than 4 years versus just 25% of job board hires. So overall, referral saves a lot of time and money since talent teams don't have to spend resources on calls, emails, texting. So it's a crucial part of the business. So why do you need referrals? So referrals help talent teams source high quality candidates while also lowering the cost of acquisition because they don't have to spend money on job boards. Employer referrals programs cut down on recruitment time and it decreases the time to hire, which then leads to cost savings. And since referrals doesn't really rely on expensive sourcing methods, it's very cost efficient. So referrals also helps improve the employer brand reputation. So if an employee is referring a candidate to a role at your company, that means they enjoy working there, which is a good look for brand reputation. Also, referrals leads to a higher retention rates because they're more likely to be a match for the company culture, which means that they're more likely to stay there longer. Specifically with Sense messaging, and we'll cover this in more detail later on in the presentation, but with referral program like Sense messaging, everyone involved in the referral process will have full transparency into the status of the referral. Also with Sense messaging, gamification features will really encourage candidates and employees to refer more candidates. Analytics is also a huge benefit of having a referral program. So because it helps you identify what's working and what needs to be improved. So it's great to have a system that can track all that for you. And then one of the biggest benefits of having a referral management system is it avoids the manual tasks and administrative nightmare that come with tracking bonuses and payouts on a spreadsheet. So with that, I am going to pass it over to Deepak to talk about our mission and tell you guys a little bit more about Sense Referrals.
Yep. So thanks, Ruti. So let me just start with a very bold statement. Sense Referrals is not just any employee referral application that you have tried in the past, right? The reason is our mission, because we are here to help you get high quality referrals that are highly relevant for the jobs for which you're getting referrals. And we want to do that consistently with a great candidate experience and at scale. Right. So let me just double click on each of these. Next one. So high quality and relevant. So with Sense Referrals tags along with our AI-powered chatbot to screen and filter junk referrals. Right. We mean and aim to incorporate our AI-powered chatbot and job matching features to our referral product soon. That will help you to filter all your junk referrals, find the top candidates sourced via referrals that are best suited for the job positions for who you are getting referrals, right? And we want to do that consistently across all your job types, all job sources, and by providing you higher refer to offer rates. We'll also talk about how you can measure higher refer to offer rates in our coming slides. And high quality and relevant is all fine, but as Shruti just mentioned, that we also want to emphasize your employer brand, and that's where the great candidate experience comes in. So how you can deliver great candidate experience to your referrers and your referral candidates with trust and transparency and encouragement to participate. And lastly, the Sense Referrals will also help you to scale your referral programs, right? Basically, using our AI-powered Sense automation, it will help you run your referral programs in autopilot. Now, before we got into building Sense Referrals, we had done extensive user research to understand what are the 3 key things that matters for an organization to succeed in their referral programs. And these are reach, drive, and impact. Now, let me double click on each of these. Now, to have a successful referral program, you need to have a sourcing mechanism for all these referral programs from a diverse set of sources, right? So Sense Referrals helps you to do just that, right? Use our email and SMS automation with Sense Engage to run your referral programs on autopilot, or do social sharing, run referral ad campaigns, use personalized links on signature, use them in personal posts, or position your referral QR codes at various places and then keep referrals coming. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Now, our referral program is designed to have very, very high submission rates. Again, I mean, from our research, we found out that referral programs works best when the forms are very simple. And that's where if you look at our form designs, it's very, very simple. And on that, we have also further working to add the element of trust and personalization, while demonstrating the value that it can add to the referrers, and that will help you in increasing form visitor to submission ratio. Next one. Later this year, in Q2, we shall also be releasing our referrer portal, which will also help the referrers to track, generate their ambassador links, to get more referral requests and submit them with one click. So this will, the referrer portal, the next one, Shruti. So the referral portal will also have a dedicated section of open jobs, which will help the referrer to come and figure out which all jobs are accepting referrals. And then either they can share their ambassador links for those jobs to on social media and other platforms, or they could directly refer from that. With Sense Referrals, tracking referrals with transparency is very, very easy now. I mean, which we're going to further improve when we bring in our referral portal, but we'll just see in the demo how easy it is to track referrals. The tracking referrals is very, very important to build transparency with your referrers and then building trust so that you'll be getting consistent referrals from them. Now, because we spoke about consistency, it is very important that the referrers keep participating in your referral programs and have that drive to consistently come up and refer for your jobs, right? So that is where the referral loop really matters. Usually, this loop starts with user knowing that they can make referrals and help organizations. And during this cognitive stage, they start making referrals. Now, once they start making referrals and then they're attributed, they know that they are getting acknowledged for their referrals, they are getting rewards and recognitions. It just gets built up over a period of time as a behavior. And this behavior propagates with the elements of gamification and nudges coming over and helping it to form a habit. And this habit helps in driving more and more referrals and make more referrals consistently. So to have this drive go successfully for referrer side, it is very important to understand that it can happen in two crucial incentives. The first one is monetary, which is obviously no-brainers, referral bonuses, and the non-monetary ones, which typically comes up with rewards and recognition, celebrating the referrer's success with leaderboards, showing them gratitude by sharing their feat on social media and acknowledging their help. So Sense Referrals helps you to do all of that. And again, for the referrer side to have the drive to come and participate in your referral program, they need to also understand their monetary success. Monetary success by how much they're earning that are coming from your referral request or from referral submissions. So Sense Referrals helps you to see a report. And again, this will be coming up in our referral portal when we'll be launching it in subsequent quarters. This will have a detailed report which will explain how they are earning month on month from referrals, what is the typical median earnings like, and how are they performing, and this will help them to drive further to participate. So we spoke about reach and drive. While reach helps you to source more and more referrals from diverse set of sources and making it easy, and then drive helps you to get in consistent referrals. But it is also important for you, because you're running the referral program, to understand how successful are you in running the referral programs. And that's where Sense Referrals helps you by providing some guiding metrics and insights. So Sense Referrals helps you to gauge your some of your overview metrics, which are like number of candidates referred, how many candidates have been sourced, what has been the participation rate, what has been the conversion rate, how much of payouts have you incurred, how much of return on investment you're getting in terms of average fill time. And then next one. You can deep dive further into your impact metrics by understanding the conversion rate coming from referrals versus the overall conversion rate from other sources. A referral funnel, how much of referrals are coming in, how many are being contacted by your recruiters, and how many of them are getting hired. And then lastly, average time to fill. Has it come down with referrals? What is the overall average time looks like? And what has been the trend? And in further, it also helps you to track the reach and performance, like what are the typical sources which are working for your referrals, what has been your referral participation rate like, which jobs you're getting more referrals, which jobs and job categories are lagging behind, and you need to pay more attention, right? So, so overall, the guiding metrics and insights helps you to gauge ROI and measure success of your referral programs. So to summarize, Sense Referrals helps you to source new candidates, hire fast, increase retention and redeployment rates, and provide a stellar referral experience to all your stakeholders in the entire referral game. With all that said, let's have a demo now.
Awesome. Right before we jump into the demo, we actually have one more poll question. What is your main strategy for getting more referrals for your open positions? So we have a couple options here: ad campaigns, links and email signatures, social media posts, email campaigns, and SMS campaigns. We'd love to hear what you guys are doing currently as part of your referral strategy. Awesome. So now Aditya is going to be preparing us for the demo. So I'm going to pass it over to him.
Hey everyone, this is Aditya, and I'll be quickly walking everyone with the client demo. So the way we set up the demo is basically how we expect like our users who would be using the platform. And the first step is basically going to be like a setup. The second would be bonus and validity configuration. So based on individual job, highly customizable like bonus payout, validity and things like that. Third would be we jump to the view of the referrer or the candidate, and we have a quick look at what the experience for them would look like. How would the notifications go? How will they be able to track their application as it goes through? Fourth would be referral tracking. So once we have received this referral from our referee, we would be going ahead and seeing how Sense Referrals helps you manage them seamlessly. And the fifth would be our payout section. So once you've finished all these steps, at the end of the day, the most important step, which is like making sure people have a good experience dealing with the company and the payouts happen on time as well as seamlessly. So let's get started. The first step is basically our quick setup. How would the setup go about? It's pretty simple. Once you log into the system, you see this screen, which is like, hey, like click here to set up your referrals. One of the best things about Sense Referrals is it's completely self setup. So somebody without a technical background, as long as you're integrated with Sense, it's pretty easy to set up. It's just 3 steps, and I will walk you through how you can do that in just under 5 minutes. So the first thing is you would go ahead and put in like set up your referrals. As you can see, there's a quick timeline view of the 3 steps that are required to eventually generate the link for us to be able to share. The first step is referral program setup. So this sort of helps us in setting up high-level settings, like what would be the name of the referral program, what message should they be shown once they're doing it, what brand should we select. The second would be form, where we can define the questionnaire that a person is required to fill out. Third is a special automation feature. So say, for example, you're already integrated with Sense, you have engaged automation platform. You can use ready to use playbooks and get your automation journey kickstarted in pretty much just one click, and let automation do your job for you. And then fourth would be like watch links to share. So as you would see, as I'm typing it out, things are getting populated on the right-hand side of the screen, which is a form preview. This form preview gives us a quick view of what the candidate experience or the referrer experience would look like from this side, as well as like manage expectations as to what our form is turning out to be. I go ahead and put in a message for our candidates, like maybe like, please fill out the details to refer a friend. Then I will go ahead and select what brand. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and select Lost Pizza. You can see that on the buttons, the brand colors were applied. I can define terms and conditions that are required to be fulfilled to be a part of my referral program. And I can choose to either make it mandatory or maybe like not, or maybe I can make it optional. This is something that also is a good feature for us, which is that we're able to track states of a candidate as they progress through an application status. So we will be able to track when the hiring happens. And you can quickly set this up by just selecting what do you mean by a hired candidate in your place in your ATS. I'm going to select placed here. And now when an update happens, like Sense Referrals will be able to read that. Bonus and payout settings. So these are like just defaults. So say, for example, a job does not have a default, like a bonus amount or a payout period or things like that attached to it. I can define pretty much the default values, and those will be inherited here, sort of like a fallback. Then comes in the advanced settings. So in advanced settings, we're using like, hey, like how would you want us to check that this referral is unique or not? Your ATSs might be using an email or a phone number. We give both the options, as well as a use phone number or email. The second question is like, hey, do you want to reward someone who's already in your database? You may choose to do that. We're selecting a no here. Do you want your recruiter to have a quick look at the application before we write it back to the ATS? And the final question is like, hey, like, is the person still eligible if they get hired for a different job? Or do you want them to be paid only when they get hired for the same job? We click save and continue. And you can see on the right-hand side, the form just suddenly gets populated. Here in the referral questionnaire form, we have an option of customizing the form quite a bit. So you can go ahead and change pretty much like a lot, anything that are not basic details regarding the referral's name and phone number and email. You may choose to even hide certain questions and either make them optional or completely hide them from the view. As you can see, I'm doing that with the first question over here. Maybe I don't want to hide it, but maybe I can make it optional. So those options are available over here. Questions 2 to 5 basically take care of the general details regarding the person you're referring. So their full name, their email, their phone number, and probably how should we reach out to them. Again, there is customization available for texts here. Question 6 is regarding like what would make the candidate strong for you. So we can again like hide this question completely, or maybe make it optional. Like they could write a couple of sentences telling them how this person is a strong candidate. Question 7 would be attaching a resume or not. So your place, like your job needs may or may not require that. So again, a lot of customization available. We also have 3 custom questions available. So in case there's something additional that you want to ask, you can obviously go ahead and put in as a custom question. So maybe I'm going to add like, hey, like what's your referral's preferred job location? And they can quickly tell me that, and I can gather a lot more information and context even before I am reaching out to the candidate over here. Once I'm done with the setup, I go ahead and click save and continue. And the third step, in case you have you're an engaged customer, you can use these ready to use playbooks. So things that we have already curated from our end. Keep in touch with your alumni and get referrals. So somebody who's already worked with you, they can probably help you get referrals. You can reach out to their passive database. Maybe they don't want to work, but might know a friend who want to, or just target people who have like high NPS alumni, and they are much more likely to refer you as well. So we may choose to use one or more any, or in case you do not have engaged, you can just completely skip this step as well and just click save and continue, and voila, your referral product is now pretty much set up. You have two links over here. One is an agency default link and one is a personalized recruiter link. So the personalized recruiter link can help you fill in only jobs that are relevant to you. And these referrals also get attributed to you, and you can you pretty much handle the entire application flow. We also have the option of sharing it within different social media, so LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, and you can increase the reach even further. And that's pretty much it. 5 minutes and we're done with the setup. Any questions?
Aditya, we do have a few questions that have come in. So one of the questions is, can I edit all of the questions on the referral form?
Yes. So you can edit pretty much any question. Basically, like you can change the language around it and formulate it just in a way where you would want to. In case some question is just not relevant to you, you can go ahead and completely hide it or make it optional as well.
Perfect. We do have one more question that's come in. What is the difference between the two links, agency and recruiter? When should each link be sent?
Got it. So the difference between agency and recruiter link is pretty much that the agency link is sort of like a generic link. So any referrals can be made to this agency referral link, and it's not attached to a job owner or a recruiter. But in case maybe I want to run a referral program only for the jobs that are, say, relevant to me, I can share my personal link to get the referrals, and the entire application tracking cycle then only happens for that particular recruiter, and the other people will not see these referrals.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Aditya.
Sure. So moving on to the second part of it, which is bonus and validity configuration. So we just did a quick setup of the form and the basic program details. Now, in case I want even more further customizations, maybe I want to define a custom referral for each section, each job, or maybe on a particular scenario, I can then go on to this tab that would appear, which is bonus and validity. All the jobs attached to the particular job owner that is currently using will get populated over here. We also have this option to filter these jobs out. So say, for example, I have a need where I want to fill out this high position, like high priority jobs, all of which are in San Francisco. I can quickly go ahead and apply that filter over here. I have the option of also making bulk actions. So when I want to maybe change, like say, the bonus amount so that this becomes high priority, I can go ahead and select all, click bulk action, and I'm going to go ahead and update maybe the bonus amount to $600. I put in the details over here. And once I hit confirm, we have applied the changes over here. Obviously, in case you don't want to do it on a particular filter or maybe multiple, you can obviously go line by line and do it on a per job basis. Maybe I want to update the referral validity for this particular scenario. I'm going to go ahead and update it to 45, and that handles it. Now, there could be scenarios where these jobs could be attributed to multiple job owners, or it could be a job which is without a job owner. So that would also be visible to a few people. Now, what would happen in that case is if somebody makes a change, I would want the option to probably view it. So here I can see when was the update made, who was it updated by, what was the change made, which parameter, what was the value after change, as well as if for more context, like what kind of a filter was applied. So I get a lot more context. I can also see individual contacts that had been changed because of the particular like a bulk update that I had done. And that provides a lot more transparency in terms of what changes are happening and who is handling what configurations. That concludes the bonus and validity part. Any questions here? Cool. So we've now completely set up our program as well as done customizations that we will wanted on a job by job basis. Now let's switch over to the person who would be filling out the form and who we are designing this program for. So you also have an option of doing a preview from here, and this would also then open up the same link that we are seeing over here. Once I go here, you can see all the brand customizations has been applied. The logo is available over here, as well as the buttons have now changed color. The first question, again, like I may or may not know which job I want to probably refer someone to. In case I am aware, which is in this case, I'm going to go ahead and select that particular job. And it also displays the bonus amount that is attached to it. I go ahead and fill out my name. And I go ahead and also fill out other details, things like my phone number, basically the referral's email address, phone number, email and SMS, preferences. Maybe I want to attach a resume, and obviously like my own personal details. So once I go ahead and probably fill these details out, I have the option of obvious terms and conditions. As you remember, we had made it optional, so I don't really need to select it. And I go ahead and click submit. Once I click submit, we get this page and a track referrals button. This is basically a way to keep a check on all the status changes as well as updates that are happening to the particular application. I go ahead and enter my own email address. And this would then go ahead and generate a quick view of all the referrals that are currently in the pipeline. You can see there are 3 referrals that I had made. One of them is in hired state. One of them has been in referred state, which is nobody has contacted or taken any action until now. You can see this person is currently hired, but the payment has not been done yet. So the last update and when things are happening also are available over here. In this particular scenario, somebody has just started the process over here. So I can see things like that. And in case somebody is in case the application is closed, like it shows the last status and pretty much what happened to the current status. Now, apart from this status, like there are ways in which you can track like the status as well. So say, for example, we would be sending out email notifications to the person who refers, and an email goes out to them saying like, hey, like, thank you for your referral. These are all the details that you have submitted. And here's a quick link to track. And this would take them back to the page that we just came from, which is the referral status check. Apart from this, from a candidate's perspective, the transparency is very important. So we go ahead and send out an email to them as well, saying that, hey, good news, you've been referred. These are the details that your friend has filled out for you. And in case you want to just double check all the details or maybe make an update, you get a quick link here to either update the details or maybe withdraw. Now, once I click that, I see that I can go ahead and change a few things while not the other. So things like name, things like email address, these are basically like the primary things that are required to create a candidate. And these are not editable, which means that these are unique identifiers. A few things that are editable. So maybe I don't want to refer for a particular job. I'm open to suggestions, or maybe I find something better in the list now. So I can go ahead and make that detail change. I can go ahead and change the preference of how I want to be reached out to, as well as I can go ahead and upload my resume. Now, if I'm happy with all these details, I can click accept and submit, and that would make my application proceed. If not, I can always go have the option of not proceeding, and that can be handled with a withdrawal. Once I click that, my candidature has now been withdrawn, and I'm no longer in the referral system. That concludes the referral submission flow. Any questions regarding this?
We do have a question that came in. So what if the person refers the candidate to the wrong job or isn't sure which job to refer the candidate to?
Got it. Got it. So in case the person refers you to a wrong job, you do get an email notification, which will help you understand like which job. So say, for example, you can see like which referred for job is machine operator. If I'm not happy with it, I can go ahead and click the link over here. And this will take me to the link again, where I can obviously like update the job details. Maybe I'm not happy with machine operator and I want to maybe work as a recruitment coordinator. So I can go ahead and change that, and that should handle it. It also gets updated in our referral system, so the recruiter sees the same thing.
Awesome. Thanks, Aditya.
Cool. So until now, we've set up the form, made customizations, and now we've seen the referral form. Now, once that submission that we just did happens, it then sits into our system for tracking, and our system pretty much makes it really easy. So once you land on our product, the first thing you see is this dashboard. You can see an overall impact, which is that how is it working for on an agency level. So maybe this month 11 referrals have been made, and one of them been converted. Payout this month has not happened yet, and pending payout is not available as well. My personal impact is available here. So I've made 6 referrals and one of them has converted. I'm on top of the leaderboard as well. As well as there are a couple of candidates that I still need to reach out to, and that can help us keep a quick track and avoid candidates falling through the crack. We go to the tracking section. As you can see, a very neat interface and organized database of candidates that are currently within our system. I have the option of searching. I can filter it out based on like last 90 days, their status, which they currently sit in, as well as the job they might have been referred to. Now, also a few basic details are available here: job, referrer, status, source, and the date they were referred on, and a few actions available. If I want to go ahead and have a quick look at the profile, I can. In case later down the stage, I realize this candidate is maybe better suited for another position, I can also go ahead and change job from right over here. Maybe I'm happy with this candidate, so I review the profile and mark him as considered. Now, once I do mark him as considered, the next step would be for me to contact them, and as well as like create their submission and see if they eventually get hired. We also have we have an archive section over here, which maintains a list of all the candidates that did not make it. It also acts at a pretty good backlog for candidates in case you want to probably like have a look back and see like which candidates did not make it. People who come up without job, I have an option of giving them a job. I go ahead and put in Amazon warehouse packer, and this gets generated right over here. Maybe I do not want to go ahead with a particular candidate. I can obviously click delete, and that would archive the candidate. We also, for better organization, are asking them a reason as to why this is archived. Maybe we never considered them. Maybe it was a duplicate record. Or there could be another scenario which would be a little more personal to that particular candidate. Maybe this candidate is more appropriate for a future position. And in that case, we will contact them in the future. And this moves to then the archive section. We jump out here. And as you can see, the candidate is over here. There are a few statuses. If you look at the statuses, withdrawn is basically a candidate refusing to go ahead. In that case, we do not allow an archive, because that basically means the candidate is not ready. Close basically means that you've contacted them. It's just that their profile is not appropriate. So even in that case, we do not let them unarchive, because again, like they went through the process and were not considered for the scenario. In case we did not reach out to them, maybe the candidate expired, maybe the validity expired, or could be other reasons where they were not considered and got archived. In that case, we can actually send them back to the referral tracking, and they would then appear right back into the process and into our tracking tab. Once somebody gets hired, I can mark them as hired, and that would then initiate the process of payout, and they would jump from this tab to the next tab, which is payouts. Any questions regarding the tracking of applicants?
Yeah, we did have another one come in. So what if a candidate leaves or gets terminated before completing the required time for the bonus?
Pardon? Could you repeat that?
What if a candidate leaves or gets terminated before completing the required time?
Got it. Got it. So during the setup, as well as in the bonus and validity configurations, we allow a person to sort of we allow our users to define what would be their payout period. So say, for example, you want the candidate to stay at least maybe 3 months into your system before you want to make payout, you can just put in the payout period as 90 days. And then they would only be eligible for payout after 90 days.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Cool. Now we've gone through this setup. We made customizations. We filled out the form. We've gone through the tracking and the selection process. And now comes the important part of tracking payouts. So for that, we have two experiences. One is that we have an integration with PayPal. So in case you want to go ahead and use that, you can make payments and initiate payments directly from Sense Referrals product, and it would be completely seamless. Your tax, like your tax compliances and all the documentation that gets taken care of from the PayPal side as well. The other option, in case you do not have PayPal integration, is what we're going to be going over first, and then we'll go back and see what it would look like with PayPal. So we go to the payout section. As you can see, there are a few different scenarios available over here. The first candidate is eligible for payout, but then the action is not available here. This is because, as the question which was recently asked, the payout period has not been completed, which means that the payment cannot be initiated. So say, for example, I had put in 45 days. So until 45 days of hiring, the recruiter still has an option of canceling the transaction and not allowing that to happen. Now, the other status that will be available is paid, which is obviously like the payment has already been made. And in case the eligibility is done, then in that case, you get the option of marking someone as paid. Since there is no PayPal integration over here, the option here would be to export the CSV and probably sending it to your finance team to finish the payments. And when that is done, you can go ahead and mark everyone paid over here. This would then record basic details like when they were hired on, what date the payment happened, and that way, you can quickly organize all your payments in one go and avoid bad experiences for our referrals. The second option would be through PayPal. Now, if you have a PayPal if you opt for the PayPal integration, it's pretty easy to do. Again, we've designed the system in a way where a non-technical person can really feel empowered. So what you would do is you will quickly go to the configuration section. You will see a new tab called Payments. And within Payments, you will see this quick tile. Since the integration is already complete, you can see data over here. But when you come in for the first time, you can click. And here's a quick panel that comes in, which tells you, hey, what is required for you? A few credentials, which is the API key and a secret key. And in case you're not aware of how to get them, there's a quick guide over here, a 5-step process of how you can pretty much do it by yourself as well. Once that is done, you will see the lifetime data of what balance is currently available, as well as we've keeping in mind the volume and the scale, we've also allowed an option to notify you in case your balance goes below a certain amount. Say, for example, I want myself to be notified before 500 so that the experience is seamless. And now I will get an email notification anytime my balance starts to dip. We also have an option of adding funds. Going to the payout section, you can see that the status now is not pending payout or eligible, it's rather payment initiated. So once that is done, you can go ahead and click payment in, the payment gets initiated pretty much from here itself. Now, once that is done, you can also have an option of looking at the transaction history to make sure that your payments have gone through. And you get a quick view of what the status was. So here, like a few payments were initiated, one was successful, and one had failed. I can obviously go ahead and click view more over here, and this view more would give me a quick view of what happened for a particular instance. So the great thing about the PayPal integration is that since we will be handling high scale and high volume, this allows us to do batch payments. And our transaction history page allows you to basically look at it in a granular setting. So say, for example, out of the 10, maybe one failed. So you can also like take particular actions pertaining to that particular candidate. That brings me to the end of our demo session. Any questions, like feel free to put in here and I would be happy to address.
Awesome.
And handing controls now to Shruti.
Awesome. Thanks, Aditya. So we do have a couple of questions, a few regarding PayPal, and then we have an ATS question that will be for you, Deepak. So for the PayPal questions, what if the candidate doesn't have PayPal and doesn't want to enable PayPal? How can I pay them?
Got it. Great question. So what happens is initially a payment would be initiated, and from the PayPal side, they would be sent an email saying that, hey, you have X amount of money waiting for you for your PayPal account just to be claimed, and they would be prompted to create an account. Maybe the customer, maybe the candidate never sees it, or maybe they choose to not use PayPal. In that case, the status of the payment remains unclaimed, and the person who has initiated the payment, which is the agency, then has the option of canceling the transaction and pursuing a different mode of method, method of paying.
Got it. Thank you so much. Deepak, I also have a question here for you. Can you explain how exactly and to what extent this platform integrates with an ATS? What is captured and recorded in the ATS?
Yeah, so this platform completely works with your ATS. So whatever referrals we source, the valid referrals gets written back to your ATS. So if the candidate already exists in your ATS, then we just map the referral against the candidate. But if the candidate does not exist in your ATS, then we consider them as a net new candidate and we create a candidate record in your ATS. We also track the placement status or the job job hiring status from your ATS, and then automatically change the status of the referral to hired, and then subsequently move them to the payout. So it completely works in tandem with your ATS. At this point in time, we support a couple of ATSs like Bullhorn, eRecruit, Avionte, and JobDiva. And we're increasingly adding more and more ATS support. Probably by end of this year, we'll have a lot of Sense ATS supported.
Awesome. Thank you for that clarification, Deepak. I'm going to take over screen share now. And we have one more poll here. What is the main referral metric your team uses today to determine the success of your program? So we have a few options here, referral to higher conversion rate, referrals per month, referrals per job opening, referrals per employee, or all of the above. So I'll give you guys about 15 seconds to get your responses in. And then in the meantime, Deepak, we actually have one more question here. So payment via PayPal and then send 1099 depending upon amount, right? So I think this is a little bit of a PayPal and tax compliance question.
Yeah, so if we are processing your payments via PayPal, then obviously PayPal has all the out-of-the-box reports to help you with 1099s. And if you are taking the payout report out and then processing by your accounting and finance partners, then obviously they'll be helping you out in generating your 1099s.
Awesome. Okay, so Deepak, do you want to talk a little bit about the roadmap?
Sure. So in terms of Sense Referrals roadmap, this year, primarily we have segregated the work into 4 tracks. The first one is like the core referral features, which is like the sleek referral portal that you just saw and I spoke about. Multiple referral programs, which will help you to run concurrent referral programs in parallel. Adding more and more ATSs support. I see there is interest on understanding how many ATSs we're supporting right now, and I just explained about that. So we want to add as many ATSs as possible this year. We also want to have a public API for data portability, so that you can take your referral data out to your HRIS and payroll systems and then process it. We're also building referral analytics reports to measure your impact, gamifications and leaderboard to drive more referral participation and submissions, and more ecosystem features where Sense Referrals leverages the AI part, chatbot and automation inside Sense platform, and then makes it like a high volume, high scale referral automation work. So that's from the roadmap side, Shruti.
Okay, thank you, Deepak. So in summary, some of the things that can help boost your referral program include gamification features like leaderboards and point redemption. Sense Referrals makes the referral process as easy as possible for your talent team with shareable links. That's what the video went over with the recruiter and agency links earlier, and increased transparency. So everyone that is part of the referral process will have full transparency into the status. Sense Referrals also ensures you can make on-time payouts, which builds trust and encourages more employees and candidates to submit more referrals. And then just a quick Sense overview slide. So Sense can help your talent engagement team through various different avenues. Our platform aims to help you at each stage of the hiring process, from sourcing to onboarding and employee communications. If you'd like to learn more about any of our products, let us know and we'd be happy to provide you with more details. And with that, we are going to move over to the Q&A. So I'll let you guys get questions in. Okay, so we have one here. What happens if no action is taken on a referred candidate?
Yeah, so I'll take that. So we have an option of during the setup as well as on a per job basis to define what the validity of a referral will be. So in case an action is not taken, once the referral validity for that particular referral associated with a job passes through, the candidate will be auto-archived and go to the archive section. In case you think that, hey, like maybe I still want to consider, then you always have the option of going to the archive section and then sending them back through the unarchive option.
Awesome, thank you. And then we have another one here. Can you provide more details on tax compliance and how it's handled?
I think Deepak, you can take that question.
Yeah, I think tax compliance is handled in 2 mechanisms, like I just mentioned. If you're processing your payments via PayPal, then you can generate 1099 because it will be your PayPal business account. And then you can submit it to the accounting partner for processing the tax statements. If you are taking the payout report out and then processing it via your payroll, so your payroll and accounting partners could work together to file your tax reports. So, yeah.
Awesome. And then we have another ATS question here. Will updates made in the candidate profile in the ATS also be reflected in the Sense Referrals?
Yeah, so say for example, like once a candidate is gone from a referred state, which was in our system, into the ATS, so the candidate is created and there is a change happening. Maybe they go to the hired state. They will then jump from the tracking section directly to the payout section because we have a continuous sync running with our ATSs, and that would pretty much happen almost in real time.
Awesome. We have a couple questions here about getting access to this recording, and yes, absolutely, the recording will be sent out after this webinar. And then we have one more question here. So how does a recruiter decide which jobs they want to accept referrals for?
Right. So, so basically, what it happens, how that happens is our system basically reads the ATS data. So all the jobs that are linked to a particular person, and if you are the job owner for that particular job, you will be able to see the jobs on your dashboard, as well as you will be able to edit details like bonus, payouts, like payout period, as well as referral validity for that particular job. So it's based on who is marked as a job owner in your particular ATS.
And then there's a question here about visibility. Who can see referrals? Who can see, I assume that's a question about like if all recruiters can see referrals, or if it's just the recruiter that sent out the link.
Yeah, so we have two types of links as we are talking about. So if it's an agency or a generic link, then in that case, all the recruiters will be able to see that, because that's again on an agency level. In case it is the referral, like the referral has been done from a personalized recruiter link, then only the particular recruiter that has accepted that referral will be able to see those, and other recruiters will not have access to that.
Awesome. We're about 4 minutes out here. Does anyone have any last minute questions?
Yeah, I think there's one more which has come in, which
Okay.
is, can you block job owners from editing how much is paid, and to have it determined by one designated person? So yeah, so the idea is that like there are two access levels. One is a view and edit access, and there's one which is like only a view access. So in case you do not want them to be able to edit anything, all you have to do is give them a view access using the Sense user roles, and that would give them a view of all the configurations, but no access to edit either the form or any details regarding to that particular job. So that pretty much handles the maker checker and like the view scenario for that particular scenario.
Awesome. Any other questions? Going once, twice. Okay. Thank you from all of us. Thank you for taking time out to join this webinar. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. We'd be happy to answer them even after this webinar.